a very difficult month. I can't even believe what's going on since Trump got in. Uh, Frank, and if it's Frank and Gina, then God bless you both and everyone else in here. Um, Gonna get to a few things on the list. If anything's on your mind, happy to get to it too. Just go ahead and type it in the chat, and I'm happy to get into whatever's on your mind, whatever situation you're finding yourself in. So just let me know that, and that's what I'm here for, to help out with that. So let's get into the list here. I mean, let's start out with I gave this one a title, so let's just get that piece. Well, actually, nah, let's do some other things. Uh, Thank you to Pauletta. Thank you for the donation. Really ridiculous what I'm having to go up against since this new administration is in. So really, thank you. And Jason's here again. Fantastic. Uh, I heard you're quite the turncoat, possibly, which is great to hear. That's uh, what am I looking for? Uh, Compliment. Thank you. Yeah, tell me. That's a compliment. Uh, so, yeah, Alan, Pamela, Mike. Yeah, thank you, Pauletta, definitely. Uh, Victory to Herba or 8. That's so true. Well said. You shared the trust with Jason Herman. Oh, baby. Way to go. Fantastic. Look at you getting some traction up here. Uh, that's what boosts you. You know, your brothers and sisters are getting them to God. I mean, what better thing can you do with your service in here? Nothing. And I'm going to get into that a little bit today. Good. Fantastic. I wish others would as well. February since late January. Whoa, what that it's just very few people coming, and very difficult to get out there. So thank you for that. Really, uh, it's kind of like the grassroots method is kind of like the method that's available to us anymore. It's really shocking. So that I'm working over on that on Liberty Aid Academy. March 1st will be a big thing. Your testimonial, whether it be on here, this channel, or Liberty Aid Academy, or both, you definitely get that new Trump Millionaire course, which I think will just wake people up to the present day. Like it just won't be so much work for people to explain what's going on. It's like, oh yeah, our president totally is doing that, so that's legal. It's just might as well use that as an understanding point for the regular people. Thank you very much, Sean. Yeah, Beer Mama, and God bless everyone here. Yes, thank you. Uh, Appreciate that. It is nice to have Jason in here regular. So let me just make sure I didn't skip anything that's on my mind. Oh, we are going to have a gathering in the Sarasota area May 3rd through the 11th. And so if you want to be on that list and know where to be and stuff like that, uh, go ahead and directly message me in the classroom about that. And that way we make sure it's just us, and you have a excellent experience only with the other people who are doing this work and are spiritually advanced like yourself, and it won't no detractors, no problems, stuff like that. Who wants that? I don't. You don't. So that'll just be the screening method. It'll just be us. Yay. Uh, and really, yeah, we get to meet and I'll baptize those who haven't been, but it's really you get to meet the people who are out there, really with God, and it's such a great experience because they're all such individually excellent, wonderful people. It really will, you know, change who you're in touch with, and change your view of life, and change your self. So I look forward to that. All right, Jay. Good to have you, Jay. And thanks for your support too. Yes. Frank guy in here. That's pretty fabulous. Really is. Yeah. That Life in a Body is Mike's uh comedy name. Which is a good one. Well, not his only comedy name, probably. But uh so let's see. I'm gonna get a few kind of like little things out of the way, and then we'll get into the kind of bigger stuff. Okay. Uh, it's really very difficult to get my workout now. It's just shocking. It really is after 15 years. So, um, I say Michael Addo. Oh. Well, that's the name you got chucked on you. But you, the soul, advance. That's the thing. I'm going to get into that too. Very true. Very true. But like when I baptize someone, I'm not that particularly careful about saying someone's name because that name doesn't define us. It's the character we're shot into this body and given paperwork and stuff. But when you come to God, it's that's not who you are and all you are. That's the character you played for a certain amount of time and all the lifetimes that you played, and God knows who you are. And would it be great if we find out our real name then? Uh, so, but nothing against your name now. I don't mean to say it like that. The character roles we play are the ones that get us to God. Playing this game gets us to God. So it's not. I'm in no way say belittling your name or nothing like that. I'm just trying to um, give you the proper framework so you're not uh, cast under a spell by that name, which is so easy to do with the person and the storyline and all that kind of stuff. Okay. So, no disrespect to anyone's name or nothing like that, but just an understanding of the situation. Uh, I'm going to start playing a long game here. Last time I was in court, the officers are frozen solid when I went in there, and they don't want me back, which is, well, you don't want me to be seen either, so I guess I'll be going back. I'm gonna start on getting a law degree online the way I put up that course to do it. I've already done all the paperwork and sent it in, and I got approved last time, so I got approved this time. So uh, there's a price increase that happens March 1st. I'm looking to get in under that and just get that done. So that's what I'll be working on. It's a 4-year thing. It's gonna make it so I have less time, of course, for other things. But I'm gonna treat it as sort of like a player coach thing of like, oh, I'm in law school, so I'll start uh, going after those, you know, people that stole my work and all that stuff because I'm coming out with a new course on in Liberty Aid Academy. Introductory price super low, 197, 199, something like that. And it's going to be handling scammers, because everyone got scammed on the way here, some way, shape, or form, multiple times as they held up our spiritual progress until God helped us overcome those speed bumps, those stopping points, those attempts to slow us down and stop us. And of course, we got scammed on the way. Some of them were financial. I hear that from a lot of people at Liberty Aid Academy. Oh, I got work similar to yours, but they screwed me over and so on. So I'm going to help with that, and I'm getting screwed over myself, of course, by all the people that uh, just stole my work, and they're out there ruining lives with it. So I'm going to go after them. It'll be, because it's like, oh, do something in the law field while you're a student. That'll get you further along. It's like, that's a good idea. Uh, I'll just get, you know, more advanced at their kind of technology, and they don't want me in court because the weirdest, craziest stuff happens. So uh, that'll be good. That, well, I'm just, I'm supposed to go do some law stuff. So that's what I'm doing. It'll be my excuse where I'm looking at foreclosures and stuff like that, finding vacant homes and working on that side of things as well. Might as well shoot fish in a barrel over there. It can't kill me. I know that. So um, anyway, that's the short game. I'll be working on the short game, trying to get some video and the game tracking cameras from the whole point is, we have eternal life and they don't, right? That's eternal life. You don't get killed, and they do. They do die. So that's really ultimately kind of the line in the sand. I guess so. Oh, you're gonna drop dead in his name. Well, then that's not so good. If your life wasn't so bad, well, you're gonna reincarnate and do it again. Okay, you just didn't make it this time. It's not whatever, but I mean, the end of the game is that's where the line is. You lived or you did it, and so if you did it, you didn't make it to the last day. You're going to reincarnate. You didn't take another body, and that's fine. That's part of the spiritual path, part of ours, infinitely, and up until this point for certain people. So uh, yeah, it's going to be fun, right? Uh, so let me see what else I got going on here. That's just kind of like filling in on that stuff. Um, I might get some law books in the mail. I heard somebody might have some out there, and that would be good if I got them in the mail because all the paperwork's sent in. It's all completed. It's all out there on, in the mail. It's all done, all completed. Everything's completed. I'm not stopping it. I explained to those I'm with that that's going to be happening and the reasons why, and I'm not getting no pushback on that. So it's going to be happening. It's going to take time. It's you know not going to be easy, but it's also I want to get better at my work. I never want to stop doing that, and I'm going to reincarnate obviously forever. And so it doesn't hurt to. I mean, how many times I've got a law degree? Probably countless, but it doesn't hurt me to have that overlay of impression on me so that I can do this better for the next group of people coming through next time. So it's okay in that way for me. It also helps now, in other words, putting out the black sheep, seal my work and ruined people's lives, and I'll just hopefully make it easier for people to be seen out there and correctly get the right work and that kind of stuff. So and it probably start paying the bills after I get the law license and so on. But I'm boosting the price on March 1st and stuff of all this stuff over at Liberty Aid Academy. And so I'm going to continue to do my best at my work and helping people. And although it probably will help me a little bit with some things, it will definitely help uh, everyone's programmed, right? Who comes here, who's in this world. You don't get to an adulthood without them programming us like crazy, right? So for them, if I have a law license, right? Oh, you got that. Oh, you're a lawyer. You got the license. It'll help them, right? It'll help them mentally get over the hurdle of, well, how come this guy can do it? I'll remove that hurdle for them. So uh, it can only help. So that's what I'll be spending a significant portion of my time on here for the next 4+ years. I got to pass the bar as well at the end. So that's a project that'll be ongoing. And I think it will takes a lot of my time, but it'll also help in my direct work over at Liberty Aid Academy. Uh, let's see. What do I want to do next here? Um, I appreciate your prayers for Gypsy. Uh, as soon as he got let out of jail last time, he's texted me, he's going to end it and all that stuff. And I'm like, hey, hold on. And now I don't hear from him. So, but he won't get baptized by me. So he won't. I'm standing next to him. The years go by. So, he wants to go through the Father, like those people that, uh, like in Islam, right? They go through the Father. There's no Son. Muhammad wasn't, he's a prophet, but they don't see a spiritual hierarchy. They just, God lets me in or God doesn't. And that's where he is. Okay, okay, then that's out of my hands, literally. You see what I'm saying? That's not in my hands. I can't be, you're gonna take your life, you're not. That's not on me. I told you the way that can directly help, and if you don't do it, well, that's not on me. Those are your free will, your decisions. I've done the best I can, and so you know, live or die is I tried to get it to happen. So we'll see how that plays out. I don't know, but his phone was off and sometimes off and not charged, but it's just an example of either I'm the guy or I'm not. Okay, and if I am, then okay, here's the way that you put on the spiritual hierarchy. I'm in America. Put in the trust, Jesus Christ. So that's the name we're going through. And he said, you got to baptize. And how? Kneel, right? You have to kneel. Someone else in the spiritual hierarchy above you kneels, right? Jesus is above everyone. Yes. And so he kneels, wash the feet, asks for the Father for the blessing, Father, Son, Holy Ghost, and washes the sins away. And then if you want to make your progress up the spiritual hierarchical ladder, then you return you know the acceptance by doing the same as I did, kneel and you know sublimate to the spiritual hierarchy. That's it. Or you don't think it's real. Your ego is still getting in the way. And okay, what what am I supposed to do then? It's hurts your progress either way. But if that happens, the slate gets cleaned, and then you still have actions moving forward. Nah, well, it don't help Gypsy if you baptize him. You see what I'm saying? It helps if I do. Helps if I baptize someone. It gets you as far along as you can go on the spiritual hierarchy. If you're not is then you can't baptize them. You see what I'm saying? Is to say, one thing for sure, I am more advanced. I come up with all the information, I show the proof. And so that's just a fact. It's not ego, it's just an explanation of, you know, how the spiritual hierarchy works. So once you're on the spiritual hierarchy, you don't complain down. You see, and say you complain up. Why would your complaints about your situation? Oh, I'm trying to get to God. I'm trying to solve the situation stuff. They can go to your, somewhat equal or above. Yes, you could. Let's say you're a saint. Oh, I could, commiserate with other saints. Oh man, I got gypsy. That I could speak to somebody. So this isn't a complaint about this or nothing. This is an explanation to use so that you understand. Already made my complaints formally to God about this. Hey, he's yours, he's yours. That's I've done what I can, and I'm available if there's movement forward. I'm available, but I won't take on. Uh, somebody going to kill himself. That's not on me. That she did that. No, it's not if I'm standing there trying to help you out for years. How's that on me? That's not on me. So that one goes right to God. Complaints go up. Hey, goes up. Okay. And so, we find ourselves in family, life, friends, work situations. All our life is going on around us. So we're not going to complain to those people about spiritual things. We could talk with them about it, but you and we got real complaints. We're trying to help people. This banker slavery is ongoing. you know, all the things spiritually we find ourselves in. Your complaints go up. Your complaints go to God. You can complain to me. What do I do about this? You could, hey, God, I need help with this. They go up. The chain. There's a hierarchy meeting. You go up. Like if you're in a let's say you're in the army, you know what I'm saying? It's easy to see different people have different ranks, right? And so if you're private, you can complain to everybody, right? Hey, these are my complaints, everyone. If you go up and you become colonel, you complain up. Hey, you know, it doesn't. No one can advance you from below, right? Hey, a private put me into from a colonel to be general, or I don't know the hierarchy, but you know what I'm saying. They can't put you in to get up, so it doesn't make sense to be complaining down like that. You follow? So it only puts a burden too on your loved ones, your friends, whoever you find yourself drawn to complain or bring up your difficulties with. You're not supposed to do that because they can't help with them. You see, uh, it puts on them spiritual difficulties that shouldn't be on them. If you want to move up, then you put it on your shoulders, and God saying that's how you move up. You see. You don't complain down, the complaints go up. There's no up for me, so I complain up. Rest of it, I'm not complaining about. I'm explaining what's going on so that you can see what can happen as you progress. You see, we're given difficulties. This isn't easier. Everyone would come to God. So me explaining the whole thing I could go through on all the thousands of videos and everything I have up until this point. Those are complaints. So this is what's going on. So you can refer to it and understand what's going to happen to you. You see, and how to handle it. Also, give you some time to process it and determine how you're going to deal with it yourself. How you're going to react and handle these spiritual situations. Okay. All right, Mike. Way to make it. God bless you, brother. All right. So I hope that's clear what I'm saying there. Uh, so, today officially, I say those people that come to me to India, I baptize them in Myrtle Beach. They went to India. They did as I said. Baba Center kicked them out. You're no good here no more. And you didn't waver up until today. Like there's ample opportunity to waver and renege and be like, oh, I'm not going for that whole thing, which no one did. Everyone's like, okay, there is a spiritual, you had your experiences. I said you would, and you had them. And so you took them on, you didn't reject anything. So those 6 people that went, they're officially saints, meaning uh, they won't have to reincarnate again. They might be asked to reincarnate by God, of course, you're going to say yes. No one says no to God. But if you're asked to be a perfect one here, you know what I'm saying? Perfect one sitting on the sidelines, or perfect master, you know what I mean? Perfect one means sitting on the sidelines, having different lifetimes, remembering them, learning how to be someone that wakes up the avatar or is on standby to wake the avatar myself up. You see what I'm saying? So that is a possible reincarnation, shall we say, but it's not something that you there goes somebody with the cross on his tattooed right in front of me on his shoulder. Oh my goodness. Uh right in front of me, walking by. Uh uh, so that you don't have you're not gonna I'm not gonna say you're not going to reincarnate, because that's a special circumstance reincarnation, but you're not gonna have to do it because um if you study Mary Baba, it's nice we have this writing and clear messages, so it's kind of a clear roadmap. It's helpful. But if you look at the chart in the back of Mary Baba's God Speaks, you'll see the fifth plane here. Oops, the fifth plane here. Go over sideways over here. Keep going over, and there we are. It says the word Saint. That's the fifth plane. And so you're like, oh, hey, that's not the seventh plane or whatever. No, but I'm saying because you did it under my direction and took baptism and so on, that, not everyone reaches the end goal like here in a body and has that experience. But you can also do it, uh, a judgment day at that moment, at, when this ends, at death too, it is possible to do that. And so God advances you then and doesn't meet with you here necessarily the way it happens to some other people. That doesn't mean you're not going to, if I say your name on this list, then those six people, they do not reincarnate except for that one special circumstance. Uh, so that's not really reincarnating, memory wipe. This is a different kind. You know what I'm saying? So, Alan, Pauletta, Pamela, George, Reagan, and Mike. That's six. All went to India. All did as I said. All got baptized, and all did a waiver falter on a path after. All those things are necessary, and so it's clear to me that that's not going to happen to them. That they're going to continue in this last space of time that we have, and they're going to continue. They're not going to deny God or deny me, or they've chosen not to do that in this amount of time. So that's not going to happen, and there's no way the devil's going to turn them. Nothing like that. They're going to win this game. But whether you see God in some aspect or not, and have an experience that means, whatever to you, that can happen, when you drop the body and be with God too. It doesn't absolutely have to happen in this lifetime necessarily. You've had experiences with God. You've had, Satchitananda, right? Those three aspects. You've had knowledge directly from God. You've had power directly from God. Uh, and, you've had bliss directly from God. You've had those things. And so whatever you're giving up to this moment, uh, in those aspects was enough to get you to this spot. And for me to say this, um, so those are official. There can be ones that I don't name officially as well. They're in direct service to me, directly as service to me. I'll use it to a couple of examples. Okay, Tammy, you know, all day, every day, getting people to the truth of God. Do I have to be with her and baptize her? No, not necessarily, because she's in absolute direct service with me all day, every day. Another one, a shuck, right? I knelt at his feet and touched his feet. Not last time I saw him, but I did. I put him in a spiritual hierarchy as a charge man, to use, terminology that Mayor Baba uses. When I was in India before I left, it was 2019, I think, and he didn't deny me, nothing like that. So, it's not in his service to God, as service to the spiritual hierarchy, and Avatar is in his spiritual lineage. He understands it. So he doesn't have to take the name Jesus Christ or somebody. He's in direct service with me. He's, brought other people to me while I was there who were like, oh, I understand now, and so on. So direct service, of which, I put another one in direct service when I was over there. Direct service, and I placed him in the spiritual hierarchy. So, you know, then God decides. You follow me? I place him there, and God does it when God decides. You see, in this lifetime, you follow? They don't necessarily need to reincarnate either, except for special circumstances. Those few. Uh, you know, Someone who's been around me for a long time and many years to see what I've gone through and so on. Like, you know, won't say her name, but you see what I'm saying? Direct, everyday service that I directed them to be in service directly. And they took it on and they're doing it. That's how you do it. Uh, the other ones that I named that went to India stuff, they're already placed in situations where, they exist, and they're taking this teaching, this knowledge, their ranking into their daily actions, you see, and they're performing that. But they're also doing what I say. Something comes up, and they're like, oh, what about this? What about that? So there's a spiritual hierarchy. They agree with it, and they're doing their work. So I wanted to be clear about that. Sainthood is passing the fourth plane, the plane of miracles, and then accepting that, and then you get on into the mental planes, and in the mental planes you can backslide still, and cause problems, and cause yourself to uh, reincarnate again, maybe to the fifth, maybe to the sixth, and come back and back, and so on, until you're ready. But if you don't backslide and have all the knowledge, meaning you get it directly from me, oh, that's what that means, and so on, and you're always asking it, you're not denying it, then you have the knowledge, i.e., the mental plane is about the knowledge. It goes in, and you perform your actions during the day based on the truth, the knowledge that you have. And so, that's why I know if you accept the knowledge and so on, that you still got 8 years left or whatever, you're gonna use that knowledge and do your best in every circumstance. That's all that God asks, and that's it. Right? Case closed. Some others that are very close to that situation are like Jamie Blanca and her son, uh, who came and got baptized this week out of, hey, this is a time I have, and they just made it happen. And so then they have to go through the mental plane journey after that baptism, like you did, for some amount of time, and be in direct service, which, like Jamie is. I'm like, you got Canada. Enjoying. So you see what I'm saying? Like, you know, I don't see her going back or anything like that, but it's a process. This game exists, these lifetimes exist that we have for you to show God in your actions that you're worthy of doing it. So there's plenty of time and stuff like that. And she's a hard worker, and her son is extremely spiritually advanced, extremely, extremely, extremely. So, uh, it's a process that we're going through. And that's why I'm making myself available May 3rd through the 11th. to in the Sarasota area. And, for those people who aren't in direct service for me, it's really critical for you to do that. Why? Because your ego has to sublimate. Just as I bend the knee to you, you have to bend the knee, your ego dies. That's it. Oh, there's a spiritual hierarchy. Great. I could get on it. And you're on it. It's just an acceptance of that. That's all it is. You accept it. Your ego shrinks and dies from the process. And you got to keep it dead as they test us over a little while. Do you see? That's how it works, right? Uh, treat your brothers and sisters how you expect to be treated. That's an ongoing process being tested. So you have to pass those tests as you go. You with me? It's not complex at all. And it's just saying there is a spiritual hierarchy. You want to be on it. Great. That's how you get out of here. That's service. But it's service. And you can see that, oh, God places people in the spiritual hierarchy for a reason, because they're going to be tested, because they're going to have all whatever happened to them. And then you pass the test and you get home to God. That's how it works. So it's great to also, if you're in let's say you're in I haven't been to karate school, they got belts, right? Different people got different belts on, and you're like, oh, that guy's a black belt. Maybe I don't want to ask the teacher this one. Let me go ask them. You know what I mean? You could ask anyone above you on the spiritual hierarchy things they may know, things they may not know. They only know what they know, but they could say, well, I don't know that one. Go ask me, Jack, John, that dude. So you could say that. But if you know, you go, well, this is my experience and this is how it went. Like George did a great testimonial video I watched today. It was him showing proof and giving his direct experience. That helps people. You directly show them. So that's you share your experience and this is how it went. Fantastic, and that brings them up the path. They share with you, you share with them. Oh, that's how that. Okay, thank you. It's nothing, you know, nothing like the Catholic Church's idea saints or nothing like that. No, that's just giving you general concepts of, spiritual advancement places you in a certain place spiritually. So you have to serve others due to your efforts. But the exact how to do it, I mean, this game isn't easy. If it was, everyone, would go for it, but they don't because it's not easy. So you did your work, and then you earned the position. You see yourself individually. And good for you. Congratulations to everyone that I named. I know, I know it's not easy. I know that. I know that. I know that. And so you earned it. And so celebrate what has happened to you. Seriously, we'll celebrate in May too. But it just means more work. It's like I celebrate. Oh, that's the way it goes. So the celebration is really thank you, kind of saying thanks that you're willing to take more on and you're prepared for that. And thank you for your service ongoing until you get to the end and you make it. So, okay. Let's see what else I got in here. I think that's a good explanation of that process and how it goes. There's a hierarchy. God puts me to win the game first, and then I can put people in, move it out of here quicker by, yeah, they're going to have service, but direct service, like a direct agent, uh, direct agent with service. Like you're in direct contact with me, but I didn't say, oh, you know, Allie, you're in charge of Switzerland. It's like that wouldn't make sense. That'd be stupid. But I did. Jamie's in Canada, so I say, yeah, you're the highest one spiritually in Canada. And I place you there due to your efforts and your abilities and what you've done, and you get that level of service. Just like I said for a truck in India. Sorry, tag, you're it. And then I tag the next guy, and so that's the way it goes. So it's just an understanding. I want you to have that understanding of how that works. Uh, so it's clear. Okay. That covered the main things that I really absolutely want to get to, except for the name of today's video, which is like real estate devilment, development. Right? I'm supposed to be third generation real estate developer. I lost everything. What a what a loser. I could have had everything, could have had half the world and split it with the devil. It's like become the greatest real estate developer in history, right? No. No, thank you. No, no, thank you. No, thank you. I mean, it's in the name, right? Development. So people need to live somewhere here. That's just we find ourselves in this body. So, if you're like a real estate agent, say like Tim, people need help with that. They need to live somewhere. And so, like that agency is fine. It's not like being in real estate is evil. No, that's not it, because we all got to live somewhere. So if you have an agent that's not on the other team, you can really be helpful to people. Uh, for example, so it's not, it's the devil can have this place. I don't want this place. I want the souls to leave this place. See the difference? Uh, the devil's like, "Oh, no, what do you want? I totally got it. Hey, right here. What? Isn't this place great? This is like, let me help make a paradise." Hey, not so much, but, you know? I have received word from one individual so far that, uh, 2 members of their family might need, do need, not might, do need some financial assistance to make it here in May to go to this gathering, and it's was it you know uh, are have listened to what I said and signed a trust and so on like that. So if anyone wants to lend some financial support to those individuals that are coming, just hit me with a direct message in the classroom is a good way, and that would be great. Then they could plan and stuff like that to make it and see you. So if anyone has that ability, just do that, because that has happened. Because I said, hey, if anyone needs financial help, let me know. And if anyone feels like they can extend that financial help, then let me know that too, and I'll connect those dots. Okay. Uh, those are the points that I had going on. I got a lot uh, happening here too, as you can maybe hear going on around me. Uh, but everything is good here, as good as possible given the current circumstances, with the Trump truth wall going up. You know, the total absolute blockade against truth. You made it here before that. Congratulations. Your timing was excellent. It's going to be very hard for other people to make it here from now on. It really is going to be hard. It's going to get harder and harder and harder. And also, the world's going to have more and more problems, like more physical problems. So, anyone, it's good to make a plan. Like here in Florida, a hurricane's coming. It's good to have a plan in place. What if the hurricane goes this way? Well, we can't evacuate to there because it's going there. That would, one of our evacuation plans was, oh, let's go to Asheville because it's someplace we lived. It's in the mountains. Nothing's going to happen there, whatever. But I knew I was like, man, don't go to Asheville. I had to stop that. So I knew that was going to happen. So it's good if you have not one evacuation place, but maybe another. Maybe it's Airbnb, maybe it's this, maybe it's that, right? Got to make plans. You got to have, like dollar bills in your drawer to leave. And, we're going to bring this, we're going to pack that. The weather's going to be that, you know, you gotta have, that's the Airbnb that would be good to stay at. Here's a short list. Things like that. You should make direct plans in advance because, when some cataclysm is happening, that's not the time. You're like, "Oh my god," I remember I had good friends, Jonathan and Allison out in, when I built that earthship out in, New Mexico. I lived in that. I'd gone out there, uh, and I met these people after I built my airship, and they were just wonderful little cute family out of coming from LA, and they had a newspaper clipping that they had come out there because what happened was they got burned out at Topanga Canyon. This was back in the 90s, and then they moved like that year because the house they were renting burned out, and then they went into a like an apartment condo thing that they were renting, and the earthquake and the exterior walls of both sides of the building came off. And Alice was like, "Get in the car," and they just started driving away. And she's like, "Oh," she pulled this newspaper clipping of airships she had in her purse. She's like, he's like, "Where are we going?" It was like, "We're going there," and that's how I met them. So from cataclysms. So these will happen on your spiritual path and your journey. It absolutely will happen. We're coming into we're 8.5 years. These are going to happen. I'm trying to prepare you just so it's not a horrible event for you. You're not going to get touched, right? You can't be killed and stuff. That's fine. But you know, if the electricity and water and stuff like that's off, and the internet and all that stuff's off for a month or whatever, you're gonna suffer. There's gonna be problems. If you had driven away, and had a plan and stuff like that, you don't have to suffer as much, you see? So have a plan like that going forward in say two completely opposite directions, like plans for a car, plans for a plane, plans for a train. Make all them plans, have them ready, have them looked up already. Oh, those are the times that they leave. Here's how you make a purchase. Here's how you get train tickets or plane tickets. That's why I fly out of this place and I go there. And you pre-plan that stuff when everything's, no problem. Everything's, totally copacetic. That's when you make those kind of plans. Okay. So, but I'm telling you, I'll put you on the spiritual hierarchy. You're going to need them plans. Cataclysms, they're going to come. Certainly come to me a ridiculous amount, nonstop at times. So pre-plan for them. Don't, I stayed and saved my neighbor. I'm like, well, I can't kill me, but yeah, they could get really super duper close. And it's like, do you have to live through that? You don't. So make plans. Oh, I'm on the spiritual hierarchy. Well, it can also mean this. So plan that stuff out. Okay. Uh, no reason not to. It doesn't have to be a big deal. You just, you uh, keep your powder dry, right? Keep somebody safe. Have the car be working. Uh, you know, these are the clothes I would bring if the weather was winter. These are the clothes I would bring if the weather was summer, or like that. All the little details like that. I will, don't forget the wallet. Don't forget the phone. I'll bring the computer. This is how I plug the computer in. all the little details like that. You don't want to be in a position where it's like uh cataclysm happening, and wind picking up. That's not the time. Okay. And since you have this knowledge ahead of time, be prepared. Obviously, Judgment Day, you've seen all the movies about that kind of stuff, and rain stuff happens. So you're like, okay, well, they don't think it's happening. Well, obviously it's happening. So get in a car and leave. Get on the train and leave. And so on. You just make a plan, and you make it happen. Okay. Doesn't have to be a big thing. It could be a big thing that you read about. Oh man, that happened right in our area. You read about it from somewhere else. Asheville went down. Yeah, read about it from here, from where you are. Don't read about it from Asheville, where that's the place you went. Bad plan. So, all right. I usually go a lot longer doing this. I've been really just kind of like burned out a little bit from all the work I gotta be doing, which is not comforting me as I have to start law school. But I've just been sort of preparing for that as best as I can. I got approved last time I did all the paperwork for that. I also sent all the paperwork in for, you know, uh, first semester. So, I heard somebody might have some books out there for the first semester. So it's all the paperwork's done. Or first year, I mean. You can go ahead and send them because I'm doing it. I'll send them back if you want, uh, after I use them. But it could be good reference material too in the future. Anyway, could have done it right after college. Did it? Could have done it earlier. Did, but now I could really use it directly. It's like, hey, you should be doing something with your, as you're in school, to get your law degree, you should be actively out there somehow doing their like be a clerk, work at a law practice, whatever things like that. I'm like, well, if I do some lawsuits as I go, and that's definitely a way to learn as I go. That's my plan. Uh, Try and take off these people that are stolen my work and ruining lives, not helping anyone because they're genuine people trying to do the right thing and they're not able to do it over there. So if I remove them, it can help with people finding me. And so that's what I'm trying to have happen. Have more people get to your level of knowledge and ability and be with God. That's what I'm trying to have happen. Two master's degrees, not enough. Getting out of death and taxes, not enough. All the rest of my list, not enough. So annoying this place. But they're gonna they're gonna reap the whirlwind from their decision to keep pushing me, and I guess that's their job is to keep push. Okay, well, guess I'll still have just God on my side, and we'll start pushing back. So anyway, thanks for your support as I do this. It's really tough at certain times. Each year has had difficult times. This is a particularly incredibly. I sort of haven't experienced this before, so I'm going to go at it full force. And I appreciate all the help that you've given or to give. And I look forward to seeing you in May. I definitely have missed the people. Uh, it's been a year now. It was February last year that we went over to India, or I did. Maybe Al and I were there, and February and March and so on. So we're right around that time of year. So it's been a year, and so it'd be good to see y'all again, and anyone else who's coming, because yeah, this work with me and spiritual hierarchy is good, but that's it's also fabulous to see Mike sing 10 great songs with his charismatic voice and who he is singing karaoke at the restaurant in India or whatever's going to happen when y'all come. So, yeah, George, somebody has stolen John's work. I found 201 month. It's so ridiculous what's going on. So, and if they're going to make it hard for me to eat, feed my family, and make money and stuff like that, well, I'll go take your money instead. I'll go, you can pay up. Uh, so I'll go directly after them and all the things they've done to me in the past, like Facebook memorializing me and all these horrible things they've done. I'm like, oh, okay. I guess I'll be coming over to your place then. You came to my place, now I'll come over to your place. So I gotta focus a lot of time and effort on that. Not easy at my age. I'm just gonna admit it. You know, all that learning and training wasn't easy. When I got my MBA and master's in accounting, when I was like 40 or whatever. So, Jay, in a movie, My Cousin Vinny, Joe Pesci learns as he goes. His first trial was a murder case, get the nephew off charge. No, that is a great movie. No, that's exactly. And so, that's where I apply the knowledge I have and what I'm being given as I go, and I'll keep you all updated as I go. Uh, and it can only help people because we're all facing the same horrors up in here. It's them against us, and this game is good. Whatever comes to light can only help us. Well, that's always my goal, singularly, is you know getting you to God. I don't have another purpose here. That's it. I don't have any other purpose. That's what I am here for. So I'm going to continue to do my best and ask for God's help, and I continue to ask that God gives you help on your path too, in doing that. So unless y'all have something on your mind today, I think that fully fills you in on where things are, how they're going, all stuff like that. And so I thought it was really important to recognize your work that you've put in or your spiritual journey and place you officially where you're supposed to be. And even those that aren't getting placed there officially by me as still doing direct work as someone, your work's hard enough. I'm not gonna naming you is just gonna make your work harder. And you've already been placed in that direct service. It's already a grind already. I don't want to make it more of a grind for you. It's already enough. They know who you are enough. And so do I. So it's not a comprehensive list of who the saints are at this point, but I think those are important to name so that others know, oh, this is how I can achieve that. I want to be with God. I don't want to come back in this. I don't want to have my memory wiped and do this whole thing again. It's, this is enough. So I wanted to be as clear as possible and then also have examples of individuals that have made it so that they're there to help other people and say, oh, this is my experience, this is what I did. All of you are very, kind hearted, sweet, caring, great, at explaining to others your situation, what happened to you, where you got there. I've heard it all from you, and each other have heard it from each other. So I know you six that I explained this to are there. So uh, I hope I clearly said you're not the only ones, but also what hope I clearly said it really helps your progress to meet with me and have that the way Jamie did, the way these people did. It really helps you to do that. As this time is getting shorter, I want to be even more clear about the doing of it. Okay, just be really clear so that you have a clear understanding. Uh, okay. Too much work, right? I don't want to come back here. That's what I'm saying. And so I want to make it possible, clearly, because what the avatar says goes. That's law. And I don't say much about that because, it's supposed to be hard. But they could have. they're not gonna bend the knee to me, no way, no how, it ain't gonna happen. Even if I bend my knee to them, they're not gonna do it backwards, so it's not gonna happen for them. But for those few that understand the situation, it can happen for you, and I wanna have that progress for you. I don't wanna go to God and be like, "I didn't get any," or "Coulda got one more." No, I wanna get everyone I can, because as for the look God's gonna give me when I get there, "Well, how'd you do?" I'm like, "I did my best, that's how." That's how I did. I can't do any better, and neither can you. God created us, and so all we have is our best. God knows exactly what that is. So just do your best. Continue in that path. I'm here to help as you go. Okay. Uh, thank you all for the support. It's getting so ridiculous. I can't even believe it after all these years. How ridiculous this is getting up here, and how difficult it's getting. It's just Yeah, but what they do to me, they're gonna be doing to you, is gonna be difficult. So it's not like, oh, it's difficult for him. I know it's gonna have its difficulties for you as well. So try to forewarn you so you can be prepared and all like that. Okay. Like, thank you, John, for all you do. Great. God bless you in the name of Jesus Christ. Love to my brothers and sisters. And I think that's a good spot that we pray for each other. It's fine if you type it out, but it's really important that we send the message to God and say, God, these are right, your actual sermons. We want to leave. And so you pray for the other success, which is what I do for you. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Ghost, Spirit, Mama, Jesus Christ, and Gabriel the angel, listen, these people want to come home. Please help them. Okay? That's all we want to do is come home to you guys. So in any way you can help, please help. Each of us individually come home. That's all we want. Want to get out of the dome and come home, okay? All right. Thank you, Alan. Yes. Thank you, everyone. You do it very well. If you're in here and you're doing your best, man, you are at, about as far along as you could go. And I just want to continue your progress. All right. So until next week, God bless you, one and all. All right. I'll see you next week. Thank you for the support.